Good morning, trading world. It is August 11th, 2022, 7:30 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the SPY. For those that have been following for the last few weeks, we are finally here. I have been saying that I can't see myself taking anything outside of an intraday short until we got to the 418, 421 area. And we are finally here. Now, just because we are here doesn't mean skip the due diligence and jump short. All through the day, I was watching the 4-hour as a reference because with all the high-level consolidation, watching anything less would be useless. The 4-hour chart at the close had just made it into overbought territory, but not enough to where a short was evident. Looking ahead, if this plays out the way I think, we should have a little pullback Thursday or today going into Friday morning with another bullish gasp making up the rest of Friday's session. The weekly chart is still in control and it still hasn't made it to a level where I feel comfortable taking a real swing short. However, we are getting close. I will be looking for how the candle setup ends up looking today. If we close at the heel of the gap up candle, we could form a Marubozu Candle that could signify the end is coming for this bullish trend. We will see it close today. Price action still seems to have a little upward momentum left. So be careful this morning. But at some point, we should start to get a reminder that this move is running out of steam. One more thing to contend with today. The upper edge of the market maker's expected move is sitting around 422. And it may have a pull on us like a magnet before we get some type of pullback. Alright, let's jump to the key levels to watch for today. Alright, here we are with the key levels for the day, starting on the resistance side. We have our jack resistance at the 421 to the 422 area. Then we have our queen resistance, 423 to the 424 area. And then king resistance way up at 425 to the 428 area. On the support side, we have our jack support at 420 to the 419 area. And we have our queen support 418 to the 417 area, which should probably play a major role at some point today or tomorrow morning. And then we have our king support 416 to the 412 area. Today, our main thesis is bullish, closing above the 419.99 with a projected target high of between 420 and 423. Our alternate thesis is bearish, closing below the 419.99 with a projected target low of between 419 and 415. We used a lot of energy yesterday getting to these levels, so I don't expect a whole lot today. The current major channel we are in is 416 up to 425. So it's going to take a lot to get us up above that 425. I don't see that happening today. With that being said, let's get the scenarios of the day up. All right. Our first and most probable scenario is going to be our range day structure. We could look to set a decision area high boundary around the jack or queen resistance area before chopping back and forth a majority of the day. I expect a lot of choppiness today. All right, let's bring up the next scenario. All right, our next day structure would be our rounded reversal day type. We could get a continued push higher toward the jack or queen resistance area and find midday chop around either the queen or king resistance area before spending the same energy we used going up to come back down the second half of the day. We do have a vice versa warning, which could look pretty much like this, where we get a continued push lower at the cash open, find our midday chop either around our jack or queen support level, and then in the second half of the day with the push back up with the same amount of force that we came down with during the morning. So that is a vice versa warning on our rounded reversal day type. Now let's bring up the last day type structure. All right, our last day type structure is our trend day up. Although it is very rare to have back-to-back trend days, it can happen. We open gap up and start with a fade back toward the previous close represented by the blue line. We find support on or before that previous close, then begin our uptrend for the morning. However, it is still hard for me to imagine this trend up being very strong past the 422 area. We find our midday chop around our possible queen or king resistance level, and then the second half of the day starts with a head fake, acting like it will continue the uptrend from the morning, and then at some point we get a fade going into the close. So those are the scenarios for the day. Again, I don't expect a whole lot from today because we're sitting right on the edge of that, the upper edge of the market maker's expected move at 422. So we could be drawn to it like a magnet, but as far as coming off of it, we may chop a little bit above it, chop a little more below it, but it's going to have a hold on us like a magnet for a majority of the day. If we do get some retracement, 418, maybe 417 is that area where I see us kind of splashing back down to and then trying to chop back up from. As always, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital that you already have, and we do that by understanding and knowing the risk that we have on in each position and managing that according to our account size. I hope that this helps, and I'm going to close this out wishing you a positive trading day. Have a great one.